Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm so excited to watch this damn trailer. Let me tell you something right now. Hey, let me tell. No.
What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are reacting to the brand new official trailer for Punisher: One Last Kill. This is going to be coming out the week after the finale of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
What an incredible run this actor with this character, and the fact that he's going to be also shown up in Spider-Man. I think they're intending for it to be, this special takes place after season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, however that may end. We've seen it. We're not going to talk about it. No spoilers. And then Spider-Man's going to take place after this, however this is going to end. I hope that that this year isn't like the end for this character.
Like Hector was saying, we've seen all of Daredevil Born Again, but you can watch it with us every single week here on YouTube, but also the uncut reactions are on Patreon. We're also in the middle of watching Invincible. We're watching The Boys. We're a little further ahead on Patreon than we are on YouTube, but plenty of other stuff. Let us know what you thought about this trailer. Like and subscribe down in the comments below. I want to know, what character would you like to see have a Marvel one-shot special? Let us know. All right, you ready to watch this trailer?
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Frank. How you doing, brother?
Okay.
Talk to me.
Whoa.
Are these his army guys in his head still talking to him?
What's
Oh.
going on?
Wow. Yeah, I think that's the character from the Punisher series.
Think God's gonna forgive us for the things we've done?
Smart. Good advertising. Good marketing.
I'm not sure about me. But you ain't got a fucking chance.
Oh no! Oh God.
He will lose it.
Jesus. Yo. Oh, he back.
Damn, dude.
Wow.
Hey, this is all vibes, and I love it, man. And I love how strongly they came out of the gate from executive producer writer Jon Bernthal.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Like oh my God, do you remember too, dude? It was just a few years ago. Bernthal would be at conventions and fans would be like, "Will you ever come back as a Punisher?" And he'd be like, "I don't know, man. I don't know if it's in the cards." But when you have an actor like this who clearly loves a character that he plays so much like this, that is excited creatively and wants to write and wants to, producing is one thing, but also to sit down and write what he wants to do as an actor and what he thinks is best for Frank. It's just very exciting because it makes me feel like this is going to be balls to the wall. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like a contractual obligation. This isn't like, it's a stepping stone. We must explain what happened to Frank between Daredevil Born Again Season 1 and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Like, no, dude, this is them getting an opportunity to do something really cool storytelling wise and really violent. And it's very exciting, dude. And the fact that he's going to be also shown up in Spider-Man, I don't think he's going to die in this. And then a movie's going to come out where he's in it. And so fans will have to piece together that seriously, the movie must take place before the special. Otherwise they would hold the special and release it. You know what I'm saying? So really, I would love more opportunities to, if the thing has become, hey, Disney Plus and its attempt at blasting us with a bunch of content isn't really feasible anymore. It's not really what they can do financially or through subscriber count. Fine. Don't just greenlight every Marvel character and every Marvel concept or every Marvel team of characters. It's like, you get a season, you get a show. Give us special presentations like this. If there's just a great opportunity like this, and I am including, I would love to see other Netflix Defenders characters come back. And if this is a way we get a Luke Cage or a Power Man and Iron Fist or a Daughters of the Dragon, without Marvel Studios being like, we can't commit to we can't give a born again treatment to every single character. I would love that. I'd love for other like MCU adjacent projects to maybe make a return like this. I'm still in the middle of rewatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If there's an opportunity to bring those characters back, like a Cloak and Dagger, a Runaways, like if you have the right team, have the right pitch, and there's an opportunity to bring back certain actors in a way that, frankly, in my opinion, could be better than whatever came before.
I'll never forget the first time watching the trailer for The Punisher season 1. And it starts very wholesome. You see Frank and his wife, it's a very romantic moment. And then boom, like at the flip of a switch, it's her being killed. And that was such an intense like flip to the trailer. Yeah. And I feel like this is kind of expanding on those tones that were present in that show. He's still dealing with, he's forever going to be dealing with this PTSD, this trauma, this inner struggle with himself, coming to terms with like what happened with his family, but everything that he's been through, all the characters that have affected him. And because we're incorporating all of the canon from the Netflix universe, that includes his relationship with characters like Karen, with Matt, everyone that he's interacted with. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how does he reclaim the persona and the symbol of what the Punisher is, especially when the AVTF is running around, and they kind of adopted some of that stuff in the first season of Daredevil. And I'm sure that had an effect on him, like, what do I want the Punisher to be? What do I want it to represent? So I think all of that stuff, all of those things, all those cards on the table seems like a really good reason for why Jon Bernthal would want to come back and co-write a story and be a part of it in such a creative way. And I agree. I think it's awesome. I think it's kind of throwing all your eggs in one basket and hoping for the best. And that's kind of how I look at these specials. It's really an opportunity to come in, and for someone who has a really big passion about a character or a setting or a time or something in some corner of the MCU, to kind of come in, do one thing, and if they never do another thing again, totally fine. Michael Giacchino coming in and doing Werewolf by Night, something that he had a big passion for, it shows up on it. Like, it really shows on screen how much he loved that thing because it's so beautifully made. And I'm expecting this to kind of be more of that. It's a really great piece and insight into who Frank is at this stage in the MCU, and hopefully it'll give us a little bit of a flavor of what to expect from him in Spider-Man, but I don't think anyone's expecting this to be like a fully interconnected piece. Like, I don't think wherever this ends, he'll begin in Spider-Man, but I think it'll give you an idea of kind of what the headspace is of this character, especially after the events of Daredevil season 1 and whatever happens in season 2 that we can't talk about. So.
Right. Yeah, dude. And I feel like for me, my relationship with Punisher is I love this character. He's a fascinating character, but it's always really tricky because you love to see Frank Castle kill people that are doing bad things, kill people that are hurting children. And I love the emphasis on the family in this trailer, that Frank is like nearby and he hears the little girl say, "Daddy." And like, that's a whole part of Frank's story for sure. And you want to see that wish fulfillment of him. God, man, I remember season 2 of Daredevil, where one of his first earliest scenes is like he goes into a chop shop or a weapon shop or something. And the guy's like, "Well, I could tell you this, I could tell you that. How about this 12-year-old girl? Do you want to have your way with her?" kind of thing. And Frank like goes to the door and changes the sign to closed. You love to see that shit because you're like, he's going to murder that man, and that's what that man deserves. And that's the best stuff about Frank. And I think that the tricky thing about Frank is that, and that's why I'm so happy that he came in with Daredevil season 2 to butt him up against Matt Murdock, to butt him up against a hero who's like, I will not cross a line and kill somebody. That's not up to me. And here are the reasons why. I'm Catholic. I'm this. I'm that. Da, 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 da. And to have Frank actually explain his philosophy behind what he is and how he is the best version of Frank. Because if it's just willy-nilly killing drug dealers, killing bad guys, like, you can get to a point where the character, this happened, and this is the other thing that like I am aware of with Frank, is that he gets, I think, hero worshipped by the wrong people who will see him and go, that gives me an excuse to be, to treat people in the real world this certain way or whatever. Right. When he is just a fictional character that is meant to explore these kinds of stories and these ideas that human beings go through. Having said that, I'm very excited that he's in Spider-Man. And I'll tell you why. Because he initially debuted in a Spider-Man comic book. He is a part of the Marvel Universe. As much as I love the Netflix shows, the Defender shows as they were, I am so happy as a Marvel fan that the past few years have been Matt Murdock is in Spider-Man No Way Home. Kingpin is in Hawkeye. Kingpin is in Echo. They're back for Born Again. They're more integrated into the Marvel Universe. Fingers crossed. I want to see a crossover with, hey, if what happened in Thunderbolts does affect Mayor Fisk's city, I want to see it. Hey, if this leads to like, are we going to get a Daredevil cameo in Spider-Man? I want to see it because there's some great potential for story and character moments with stuff like that. And especially with Frank, because of his history with Spider-Man, it is so exciting to know that it's Jon Bernthal, Frank Castle, going up against Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and then they're friends in real life, and it all makes it all better. But for years, it was like, that's never going to happen. For years, it was Bernthal at conventions going, I'd only do it if Frank wouldn't be like sanded down. If he's in a Spider-Man movie that's PG-13, can it still be that rated R character? And I totally get and understand and respect where he's coming from. And I wonder if part of what's happening this year is like, John, please be in the Spider-Man movie for us. Spider-Man's going to web you before you say the F word, so it'll remain a PG-13 movie. Like, you'll kill people, but we won't be as gnarly with the violence. It'll be the PG-13 version of it. But as a participation prize, you get to do a special that is like fully blown, really violent, really rated R. And to go back to what I was trying to say a second ago before I started meandering, I am so excited to see that, like, him come back in Daredevil felt like it was a return of Frank in season 2 of Daredevil. And that character's purpose there. Like you said, Adam, this special feels like it's the Punisher show comeback. It is the exploration of that character in that way. And even when we saw the character, I looked it up because it's been many years, the character Curtis Hoyle, played by Jason R. Moore, he's back. Is it just going to be in Frank's head? I don't know. According to the wiki, that character, I'm trying to remember what happened in Punisher season 2. Like, I'm excited that this special is happening because it does feel like okay, what else could we do with Frank Castle that we didn't get to do before? It's this sort of return. Where is he now in his life? Let's do one more story that feels like the Punisher series. And then the last thing that's on my checklist of like, what's great to do with the Punisher as a character? I mean, I get it. It's like infinite things you could do with any great character. But for me, my fanboy checklist is like, and I'd love for him to be interacting with Spider-Man. And now that's happening. So really, I'm in overtime now. I'm like, I'm happy as a camper. I would still love to see Wilson Fisk interact with Spider-Man, especially with Frank, especially with Kingpin. Like, that being able to touch Spider-Man feels like this was never going to happen. It was impossible. It is so wild to me that this is happening this year. And the only thing it does, it makes me feel as a fan like anything is possible. Great. Anything is possible. Don't tell me we can't have Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie. Don't tell me that Vincent D'Onofrio can't get in touch with a Sony executive and go, hey, get your shit together, like I've been tweeting about. Like, you and Marvel need to get your shit together. Let's figure this out. Frank being in Spider-Man, Frank getting his television special presentation, like, it makes me think like, yeah, anything is possible. And I just hope that it's not the last of it. But damn, this trailer looks really, really great. I got nothing else to say just because it looks so solid and I'm so excited to see it.
I'm also just happy to see that. And for years, it felt like another thing that was like not necessarily not going to happen, but it felt like it was such a long ways away, was Marvel Studios embracing different tones and ratings. Everything was PG-13 for the most part. They wanted They wanted to grab as many people, the widest audience, cast the widest net. And now, because we are 15, almost 20 years into this thing, it's great to see them playing around with doing things that are more adult, more violent. I think you kind of have to at some point do that. I think some of the characters, they just work better in certain settings and without certain restrictions. So I'm happy to see that these characters are now finally able to come in and not be kneecapped like Jon Bernthal was hoping for, which it took time, but I'm happy that we're here and I cannot wait to see what this story leads to and what the future of the Punisher ends up being, because he is a very, very cool character. And I think he's a very different type of character than what we normally think of when it comes to Marvel stuff. And yeah, just really excited to see what's in store for him, and great to see Jon Bernthal. Always great to see Jon Bernthal as the Punisher. He's really, really great. So
yeah, this to me this makes me feel like, okay, Marvel Studios is absolutely aware that like some of these characters, they need that R rating, and what a great format to do it. And yeah, dude, it all looks awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Agreed. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What are you looking forward to seeing in this special? And like I said earlier, what other characters do you think should get a one-shot special? Let us know. Check out everything else we're watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.